This is going to be one of the biggest years of my life, but I'm here for it. I've prepared the best that I possibly can to put myself in the best position this year. Trust me when I say this. The time is now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Time Is Now. Before we address the biggest elephant you've probably ever seen in the room with the title, I wanted to just start you off with how I've been doing my days. I'm going to do my check-in for you. I'm extremely cold right now. I'm very lean, so there's not going to be too many veins right now, but hopefully you can get a good judge of how lean I am. Obviously, I don't really ever show you my legs, so I'll get my legs out today just so you can see, but normally I come from a slightly lower angle when I'm doing my check-ins just so I can imagine where the judges are looking, and then we just go through a few poses, just whatever looks good. I'll usually just screenshot these off here and then stick them on Instagram, and they're the ones that you see. So before we address the title, I'm going to make some breakfast because I'm absolutely dying for some food, and then we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about the serious topic of this video. So meal one, 250 grams of egg whites, which is about 22 grams of protein, one whole egg. It must be about 10 grams of protein. I've got it in my fitness pal, don't worry. 2 bagel thins. Obviously this was 3 a couple of weeks ago, but now it's just 2. And then just the salad as usual. I don't count, I've said this before, I don't count salad, jalapenos or my salsa because I have it the same every single meal. Anything that's consistent and not ever going to change, you don't really need to count. I'm actually going to have to sit down and eat this before we talk about anything because it's getting a bit shaky. So then guys, feeling a little bit better after just eating a little bit of food there, hydrating a little bit. And now we're going to address the title. I'm not competing anymore. Now, those of you guys who have been following the journey know that I'm about 5 weeks out now. June 6th was supposed to be the first competition, which was a regional qualifier, which is a mandatory qualifier that you have to do regardless of your placing in your own country before you go and do a pro qualifier. That was the one that seemed to fit the best, to give me some pro qualifier chances early June and then obviously into July. Well, as we've kind of come down and we've got leaner and leaner and leaner, we've pushed harder and harder, I've come to the conclusion, and we've come to the conclusion, that we're not going to compete on June 6th anymore. We're going to be competing on May 9th, which is from the time that this video has been filmed, 10 days, or the time that you're watching this video, either tomorrow or in 2 days' time, at the MK Classic. In the same fashion, it is a regional qualifier. I don't necessarily need to place. I'm obviously going there to try and win. I'm doing the best that I can, which is why we've been ramping up things the last couple of weeks. If you've been following me on Instagram, you would have been seeing that. And the reasoning behind it is because we were pretty darn lean, maybe 90% there, 95% of the way there. Holding that for 6 weeks was mentally very, very difficult for me to comprehend, but also competing in this earlier one and potentially still doing very well gives me 3 more weeks from that first show to May 30th, which gives me a pro show in Portugal. And then on June 6th, which would have been the first day of competing this year if we hadn't moved things forward, there is an Amateur Olympia in Alicante, which, if you guys don't know, when you're doing an Amateur Olympia, you get 3 chances for a pro card. You have to win your class, and then top 3 in the overall get a pro card, versus in a normal pro show, you have to win your class and the overall and be the best person there. So in theory, I would have now competed 3 times before my first single show, as it would have been planned, and I would have had 2 pro shows under my belt, or pro qualifiers, and 1 Amateur Olympia. So it basically sets me up to compete a little bit earlier, because we know that I'm lean enough, and we know that even if I come in at 90 to 95% for this show on the May 9th in 10 days, or in 2 days as you're watching this, we know that we've got 3 weeks to dig to 100%, and that's the plan. The goal is the pro card, not necessarily this regional qualifier, so we have to concentrate on that. I've spoke to a lot of people around me, my coach, a few good friends, some IFBB judges, and they've all agreed that this is what we should do. So that's what we're doing, guys. We're not competing on June 6th anymore. We are competing this weekend as of watching this video. So let's get into this workout, and expect a show day video very soon. Let's go. So we're just making intra and pre-workouts, and just something real quick. Anyone who is in the UK perhaps and is looking for Hostile Sups, it's a Canadian-based brand run by Fuad Abiad, one of the IFBB pros who runs Bodybuilding and Bollocks. Huge podcast, huge in the bodybuilding industry. We now stock them, both Hostility Bloodshot, the EAAs, and the Inch, and then maybe the Whey. It's a little bit expensive because of the import, but I've been using them for the last week, and they're pretty darn good. The pump is good, and I've been having some good workouts on Hostility as well. So I'm going to start off today's session with crucifix lateral raises, slightly more delt focus. There's probably going to be a few tweaks from myself, being 10 days out. This is the video, by the way. I told them in this video.
I was about to say, careful, Josh.
Yeah. 10 days out, so I might take one top set here and there and knock the back off if I'm not feeling it. But if I'm feeling good and it's there, I'll take it.
Play. Two.
Good bar.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'll guide it. Good. With me. Strong through here. Good. That's to the person that said, I'm spotting too much.
Yeah.
When I'm here on these, even on 4 reps to go, I'm just touching.
He's gauging how much I need, and it's like,
so it may see
incremental.
It may see that I'm spotting, but I'm not. I'm only really spotting even then on the last rep, and that's through that mid to short. Psychologically, if you feel someone on a particular body part, it's enough. The amount of times on off season where me, Josh, and Joe just step in, and just that presence of someone being there is enough to get you through, and then we can get one more rep out. Shut the fuck up.
Nice. Come on then.
Beautiful. More in there. Yeah, more in there. It's over soon.
So you'll see something we're doing here with the D handles. We're literally just lifting up the buffer, putting the D handle under, and it just gives you that extra couple inches just so you're not starting in a shitty range.
Show them, Josh. What happens at 10 days out? It still fucking flies. Locked in. Beautiful, good press. Same as that second rep. Good, there it is. Good. And again. Beautiful. Yes. Good. This is fucking good. Yes. Up. Squeeze. Yes. Good.
how we move it. Come on. Bang! Get it, Tom.
2.
Easy. Bang!
1, 1, 1.
Come on then.
3.
Very good. Like, so calories are going to be the same.
But just fat.
It's just fat, so I guess protein.
And trace from carbs. Wow, that's interesting. For 5 days.
Yeah, apparently.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Jesus Christ, man. That'd be quite nice though if you're craving any fats.
Yeah.
Olives, peanut butter, dark chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the response from that's more.
That's true.
Yes. Oh yeah. There we go. Reset. Group power up.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Let's work together now, Josh. Strong. Great fucking set.
Okay.
That's so heavy, that machine, man. Stretch power, yeah.
And that's going to be pecs done, literally 4 or 5 sets. At this point where I'm trying to focus on retaining tissue, my main compromise here is trying to hit that top set, trying to keep that neurological strength there, because what built that tissue is going to keep it. Granted, I've got drugs in me, I'm not going to lose muscle, but we can't go with that mindset, we have to give it our all. So we're going to come into a triceps now, and we're basically trying to think, what exercise can we use to take us through the biggest range of motion as safe as possible? And I really find this single arm extension really helps, because you can offer a lot of stability to the joint in the way you can hold here, you can fix in, and you can really drive in. You've got maneuverability here because everyone likes to twist differently and pull differently. You can also have that ability just to put your non-working arm in the elbow crease, so you don't hyperextend and pull on this joint here, pull on these ligaments. This is one of our favourite exercises. I'm up here trying to come into a full range of motion, keeping the elbow fixed as possible.
3 cents a week and a pizza with it. A whole big credit.
nice.
Really?
Cool, so that is session wrapped up. At the moment I'm sending pictures to my coach every morning and after every pull and push session now. It's important, for me anyway, as a coach with my clients, is to see them in a state where perhaps they have a pump and they've got some fluid in them, they've got some food in them, because this, okay, is under good lighting and it's with a full workout pump. It's going to be the closest representation as to what we're going to see on stage, because you're going to have a pump, you're going to have fluid in you, you're going to have a bit of blood flow, versus flat this morning what you saw. So that's what I've just done. I've just sent some photos over to Cal, and we then get a little bit of a verdict and just kind of see if we're kind of moving in the right direction, which we are. At the moment, I want to just round this video off with where I'm sat at. So at the moment we're doing 2,600 calories on my training day, which is down from about 3,000 last week. It is 275 protein, 300 carb and 40 fat. And then on my non-training days, it's about 2,3 or 2,200 calories, which is 275 protein, 175 carb and 40 fat. So it's getting on the low end, but we need to pull in those little bits because we're 10 days out, which is why we've been pushing a little bit harder. It all makes sense now. But guys, we're on stage in a couple of days, so wish me luck, and I hope to bring you the result that we've been working for, that I've been working for. That we've all been working for, me, Tom, Joe, we've all been working for each other, so let's hope we can bring it to stage on the weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. We'll see you in the next one, hopefully with good news. Peace, everybody. Bye-bye.